Voyager 1 has resolved issues and is totally functional again. We have published a movie about Voyager 2. As we previously stated, there were a few issues that did not jeopardize the success of the mission as a whole, but Voyager 1 needed to address them. The so-called AACS instrument on board the spacecraft was the source of these issues. Essentially, engineers found they were getting dreadful data from the probe. It didn't accurately represent what was happening on board. The 1977 launched Voyager spacecraft are the only ones capable of gathering data in interstellar space and have been in operation for a lot longer than predicted for their missions. They offer us with very crucial pieces of information because the knowledge they bring from this region has advanced our understanding of the heliosphere and the diffuse barrier the Sun forms around the planets in our solar system. They needed to address the issue with the AACS equipment on Voyager 1 as quickly as possible. After some time, the crew at last discovered what was wrong. A networking issue existed. What is that, though? And how was it fixed? Discover the answers to these and other questions by watching this video with me. Computers have a significant role in both daily life and entertainment in contemporary society. You can have the entire world in the palm of your hand by simply saying, "Hey Google" or "Hey Siri." Nowadays, the majority of individuals believe they are experts on computers and the technology that powers them. These items have had a significant influence on all of us. They appear to be flawless tools, but occasionally they do experience failure. If they cannot be fixed, we should put them to sleep permanently. The problem is that since computers are man-made, they frequently malfunction. Additionally, since people are fallible, devices like laptops, smartphones, robots, and other such items are probably doomed to failure sooner or later. Scientists constantly make sure to design and use the best hardware they have when it comes to space science and exploration, and the majority of the time what is brought to space is technology at its best. But as you can see, problems frequently occur, and engineers must resolve them or the mission will fail. Of course, this is what we refer to as the troubleshooting portion of the operation. Consider the Artemis 1 mission. On August 29, 2022, people from all around the world eagerly anticipated its launch. What actually transpired? Prior to launch, NASA was unable to resolve a few issues, hence the launch was aborted. These types of issues arise frequently, but some of them are more subtle, harder to identify, and even more challenging to resolve than others. The AACS, Attitude Articulation and Control System, which is in charge of preserving the spacecraft's orientation in the case of Voyager 1, was transmitting information to Earth. The sole, but significant, issue was that, in essence, we were unsure of the source of the data. Let me elaborate more. The orientation data readouts from the probe appeared to indicate that Voyager didn't know where it was. A spacecraft's inability to orient itself is a very bad situation. It is essential for maintaining the antenna exactly directed toward Earth, among other things, so that data can be sent home. If we were engineers, we would claim that the readouts from the Attitude Articulation and Control System, or AACS, of the probe don't accurately represent what is taking place within. The 45-year-old spacecraft's AACS, which regulates orientation, was speaking a strange language. Although engineers were unable to fully comprehend the cause, they were under pressure to find a quick solution because the AACS was providing them with invaluable mission-related data. They were receiving telemetry from it. Telemetry refers to the on-site gathering of measurements or other data at distant locations and its automatic transmission to receiving apparatus, telecommunication, for monitoring. The basis of this word are the Greek words tele for far away and metron for measure. Our spacecraft navigates the universe blindly without telemetry. The jumbled data indicated that Voyager 1 was transmitting information about its position and orientation that might not have been accurate representations of the spacecraft's actual position and orientation. The probe and its sibling, Voyager 2, were otherwise acting normally. The Voyager 1 spacecraft, which launched with its twin in the summer of 1977, is the universe's most distant artifact. These probes are in interstellar space, which is a highly radioactive environment that has never been explored by a spacecraft before. But after some time, engineers identified and fixed the issue. The telemetry was sent back to Earth by the system via a malfunctioning computer on Voyager-1, but the information was corrupted before it could be read out by the team on Earth. See? I warned you. Computers are not ideal mechanical devices. Thank God engineers are adept at solving issues. This networking challenge resembles a situation that IT specialists would encounter on Earth. In essence, the AACS was transmitting telemetry data, but it was being sent to the incorrect computer. The team took some time to identify the issue, and it was unclear why AACS started sending data to the incorrect computer all of a sudden. It's possible that it got a bad command from another computer. That suggests they will need to find a solution to an issue elsewhere. However, the problems don't now pose a hazard to the spaceship. Hey, if you're still here, it's a good sign that you're loving this video. Why don't you click the bell notification now to subscribe? The engineers had a plan of action once they realized that the dead computer might have been a contributing factor to the issue, according to Voyager's current project manager Suzanne Dodd. By instructing AACS to switch over sending to the proper computer system, they easily fixed the issue. And it succeeded. Dodd remarked, "We're glad to have the telemetry back. We'll read out the AACS's entire memory and examine everything it has been doing. This will assist us as we work to identify the issue that led to the telemetry issue in the first place. As a result, we are cautiously optimistic, but we need to conduct additional research." Fortunately, the bothersome AACS problem didn't trigger any of the spacecraft's fault safety systems. Voyager-1 would have entered safe mode if it had. A modern unmanned spacecraft's safe mode of operation is when all non-essential systems are turned down and only critical ones, such heat control, radio reception, and attitude control, are running. As part of the process of entering safe mode, sometimes known as safing, many rapid physical actions are required to prevent harm or total loss. Non-essential subsystems lose power. As long as thermal equilibrium and proper illumination of the solar panels are maintained, regaining attitude control, if lost, is the top priority. Although safe mode is on, the mission is not in danger. Many spacecraft switch to safe mode. Consider the failure of New Horizons in 2007 as a result of an unfixable memory problem in the main command and data handling computer, or the failure of the Kepler Space Telescope in 2009 as a result of 2 onboard processor resets. Safe mode was activated even by the Hubble Space Telescope. It was October 2018 when one of its 3 operational gyroscopes malfunctioned, causing it to go safe. For best performance, Hubble needs 3 of its 6 gyroscopes to be active at any given time. In order to prolong the telescope's life and guarantee that it has at least 2 functional gyroscopes until servicing Mission 4, Hubble started operating in a new 2-year-old mode in August 2005. Even though the telescope can function with just 1 gyroscope if necessary, the areas of the sky that can be seen are constrained. Hubble lost 3 gyroscopes, all of an older design, within years of the last servicing operations up until October 2018. Hubble then returned to safety in 2021. In that situation, scientific observations were put on hold. Last but not least, on June 13, 2018, the Mars dust storm forced the Opportunity rover into safe mode. The rover was powered by solar panels, but due to the dust storm, which rendered the atmosphere nearly opaque, it was impossible for the rover to replenish its batteries. This also resulted in the Opportunity mission's termination in this scenario. On February 13, 2019, NASA declared the mission to be complete following Opportunity's failure to reply to more than 1,000 signals transmitted since August 2018. But don't give up. Voyager 1's AACS continued to function during the period of distorted transmissions, indicating that the issue was either upstream or downstream of the device. The fact that the data were jumbled was a solid indicator of underlying computer problems. What else can I say? As of now, so nice. Good news makes us pleased, of course. Whereas no other spaceship from Earth has ever flown before, the twin Voyager 1 and 2 probes are exploring. Since their launches in 1977, they have been traveling for more than 40 years and are now both significantly further away from Earth and the Sun than Pluto. They hold the record. Voyager 1 entered interstellar space in August 2012, the first human-made spacecraft to do so. This region between stars is loaded with material that was ejected when neighboring stars died millions of years ago. Voyager 2 arrived in this zone later, in November 2018. Through the Deep Space Network, or DSN, both spacecraft are still sending scientific data about their surroundings. The exploration of Jupiter and Saturn was the main goal of the mission. Voyager 1 made its closest approach to Jupiter on March 5, 1979. Voyager 1 arrived at Saturn's closest point in November 1980. Here are some incredible pictures captured during these flybys. Aren't they wonderful? The Voyager spacecraft are the third and fourth human-made vehicles to leave the solar system and travel beyond all the planets. Pioneers 10 and 11 had already surpassed the gravitational pull of the Sun before Voyager, but on February 17, 1998, Voyager 1 exceeded Pioneer 10 to take the title of being the furthest object constructed by humans. In addition, the Voyager mission gave us this breathtaking pale blue dot image in color of the Earth. This is a portion of Voyager 1's first ever picture of the solar system. At a distance of more than 4 billion miles from Earth, the spacecraft collected 60 pictures in total for a mosaic of the solar system. Here's where the video ends. Are you content? Voyager 1 is still functioning normally. Comment below and let us know how excited you are. Please remember to share the video if you liked it, and I'll see you again on the channel soon.